How long can you hold your breath? Hi everyone, it's the book Cougars, two middle-aged women on the hunt for a good read. I'm Emily.
And I'm Chris, and we're here with our Friday reads. So I'll just jump in with this one that's kicked us off. Dive, The Story of Breathing Underwater by Chris Gall. And isn't that adorable? I love those little pufferfish guys.
Gosh.
So cute. So this is a book that I saw recommended on Twitter. So I requested it at my local library. Gall has done a lot of books. He illustrates them and he writes them himself, from what I understand. Dino Trucks is a series that he's done as well that was made into Netflix series. So that's pretty cool.
That's very cool.
So this is a book for 5 to 8-year-olds, and just want to show you some of the illustrations. Sorry, Emily, don't mean to like whack you in the face.
You can whack me in the face of the book anytime.
So he starts with looking at ancient Greeks and how they dove for things like sponges, having these big stones tied around their waists. They drop down quickly and then just yank on the rope for people to pull them back up. And he talks about the science of being underwater, and then different inventions like the bell to have people underwater, and what the problems were with that, the bends. So a lot of different aspects of breathing underwater. I really enjoyed it. The only thing I thought was slightly weird, and I did mention this on episode 211, which we just recorded, is I think the people look a little sad, which I'm not sure why. Some people don't have very pronounced facial features, but others do. And they don't look very happy. So I don't know if that's a particular illustration style that I'm just not aware of. There's another one at the very beginning there. So he also has some fun facts at the end and a glossary, and then some sources that you can check out. So again, that's Dive by Chris Gall.
I love a pufferfish. I did when I was in Wilmington, North Carolina, in the early spring. I stepped on a piece of pufferfish, and that did not feel good.
Oh, and there's
So
the back.
yeah, I mean that's my sob story about pufferfish.
But
I do think they're cute.
Leave a hole in your foot?
It did, and it really stung.
Oh.
I thought I was stung by a jellyfish, but it turned out to be that because they call it running, right? They were running at the time, so there were a lot of them.
Wow.
And people were actually catching them.
Oh,
which
interesting.
I thought was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have like a rash or anything?
I did. It itched, and it was very, very, very itchy.
Wow. Just like a
jellyfish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I'm reading this short story collection called Craft. Stories I Wrote for the Devil. And this is by Ananda Lima, and it's referring to craft as like the craft of writing. And there's several short stories in here, and what she does, the conceit is that at a Halloween party in 1999, a writer slept with the devil. And so the devil keeps coming back up throughout the collection, and she does that. The parts that have to do with the devil are bracketed at the top like that. So that's where you know she's back talking about the devil. And I read a piece that was called Idle Hands. That's the one I've read so far, but I'll be dipping back in. And Idle Hands is about a writer who is workshopping a short story, and people are giving their feedback via emails, and all of the feedback is, contradicting itself.
Yeah.
So it just kind of goes to show that, you can take advice and feedback on your writing, but you also have to take that to heart and, figure out how you want it. Yeah. And forge ahead, even if people are saying things. And I think part of also what happens in a workshop that she was trying to point out is people are having their work workshopped as well. So there's a little bit of, you can have some ego that gets involved, like, that my story is better than your story or something. And then it circles back to those, then curly Q brackets, where then it kind of brings you back into her life with her partner. And her partner, it's during the pandemic, and her partner is working in the medical field and is going out kind of risking their life, and they're playing this chess game, and it's just like the meaning of a chess game in life. It was very good, and it definitely makes me want to go back and read some other short stories in the collection, which just published on June 18th. It's available now.
Very cool. I like that cover.
Yeah, it's a cool cover. It's like almost like, a cover within a cover within a cover. So like a story within a story within a story, which is what she's doing.
Yeah. And that's cool. And they didn't go for like the cheap devil imagery.
No. Yeah. I like the font though.
Mm-hmm.
The font is kind of cool.
Nice. Well, the other book I brought is one that's coming out in July 16th to be exact. And it's The Genius of Judy. How Judy Blume Rewrote Childhood for All of Us by Rochelle Bergstein. Who doesn't love Judy Blume? I mean, we do. We know
so much.
A lot of our listeners do, because we talked a lot about the movie Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, which just came out. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
I think it was a couple years ago. We
Okay.
read the book for our listener Colleen. Had people read it for her birthday, remember?
Right.
So we read the book again, and then we went and saw the movie.
Yeah. And so this is a biography, basically, of Judy Blume's life. Like, who is she? Why did she start writing? And I really enjoy the author's preface. She talks, and that's all I've read so far. I'm going to dive more into this in the weekend. But she talks about when she was a kid, her parents were divorced, and her dad would read to her at night in bed. And when she started reading Judy Blume, she goes to him one night and says, "Dad, I don't want you to read to me tonight." And she could see that he's like sad about it. And she's sad about it too. But, it's like, what girl wants her dad to be reading her Judy Blume?
Right.
None of them, So I thought that was really cute and relatable. And do you want me to read that? Should I read that paragraph or just skip it?
Sure.
Read it?
What do you think?
I don't know. You know what? I read this paragraph in episode 211, so I won't reread it. But just about women of a certain age, people of a certain age. I don't mean to like gender stereotype everyone. But when you mention Judy's name, like even the most put together woman can just suddenly start giggling because it's Judy Blume.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this. I really think Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret is the first book that a friend put into my hands and said, you have to read this. And it was my friend Lori, I remember. And that's, such a classic.
Yeah, I had them because I think I have an older sister, and so we had like a collection that I still have on my shelf at home that I think I got out when we were reading Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, and I showed my original copy. Yeah. But when Chris pulled this book out of her book bag when she got here, I started clapping with it. I mean, it's just like seeing Judy Blume's name makes me excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the points is that like Judy Blume did not like set out to be this mover and a shaker. She wanted to just write stories about real kids and their real life instead of the kind of tame, expected stories that were kind of in vogue at that time when she started writing.
I'll be curious, I watched the new documentary about Judy Blume. I can't remember where it's streaming. I'll put that down below. But I wonder, what the difference of information is that'll come out in this piece versus that documentary.
Yeah, interesting. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one again is coming out July 16th, right? There I go again, July 16th.
Which glasses am I wearing?
I know.
Well, I found this beautiful book when I was shopping at Niantic Book Barn, which they have several different locations. It's a used bookstore that goes on for miles and miles, but they also have one location in downtown Niantic that has more of the food-centric writing, so cookbooks and then essay collections on food writing and things like that. And that's where I found this, and it's called Sustenance and Desire, a food lover's anthology of sensuality and humor, edited with paintings by Bascove, who wasn't someone that I was that familiar with. This cover just really caught my eye, though. So this is her artwork, and she goes by this. It's called a mononym, which I didn't know. It's when you go by one name, like Prince.
Oh, a mononym.
Yeah.
Instead of like a pseudonym.
Yeah.
A mononym.
Isn't that interesting? So, yeah. So, and she is a well-known artist. One of the things that caught my eye about this, too, is it had been inscribed to somebody back when the year that the book came out, which was 2005. This is January 2005, and it says, "For Leslie, who knows a great deal about food and love and the importance of humor, not to mention poetry, with love and forbearance."
Wow.
Isn't that great? A great word, Karen. And there is a lot of poetry in here, and there's a lot of very famous writers like Barbara Kingsolver and Mary Oliver and Neruda, and sprinkled throughout then are these beautiful images. That's actually the one that's on the cover.
Yeah, look at that.
So let me find a different one.
It's kind of unusual to find a book with a lot of images in it. Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
look at this one. Yeah, it's just really beautiful. So more to come on that. It's one I think I'm going to just put on my coffee table and pick up, open to any page and read.
Nice.
I saw one that was by Mary Oliver about figs, I think, and that caught my eye. So
Nice.
I will be digging back through.
Mary Oliver. Nice.
What are you reading? Please tell us down below.
Yes.
Do you know any good kids' books? What's your favorite Judy Blume? Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Well, mine is always going to be Are You There, God? It's me, Margaret. Although I did like Blubber a
I was
lot.
just going to say Blubber.
Yeah.
I loved Blubber. Yeah. She's an amazing person that helped me grow up.
I know, and you just feel like she was talking to you as a person, and not just a dumb kid.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she said she was writing books for her own kids too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We wish you lots of happy reading.